Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today what we're going to go over in the Learn to Crochet series is the half double crochet. Now the half double crochet, in my opinion, is a nice go-between, meaning that it's a great stitch between the single crochet, which is a little bit more compact, very dense, and the double crochet, which is a lot more flowy. You have more openness in the stitches. So the half double crochet, I should say, is a great happy medium. So for this tutorial, what you'll need is your crochet hook. I'm using a 5mm clover hook. And then I'm using Loops and Threads worsted weight yarn. I picked this pink color. I would suggest getting a light color yarn so that you are able to easily see your stitches. So grab what you have on hand. Make sure you read the label so you're using the appropriate crochet hook. Grab those things, come on back, and we'll get to learn how to do the half double crochet. Okay, so the first step that we need to do is our slip knot. So I will put in this video just a review of the single crochet video if you need some more practice with that. But this is how I do my slip knot. So I just go over here with an X, slip off my index finger, go back in, slip through the hole, and then pull up. So pretty simple. Okay, I put my crochet in the hole there and just pull down. So make it sure that it can move back and forth. Don't make it too tight where you can't move back and forth. Okay. All right, so the second thing you need to do is your chain stitch. So what we'll need to do is do as many as long as you want for your project. So for practice purposes, I'm going to do 14 chain stitches, and then always make sure for this half double crochet swatch that you do a +1. So I'm going to chain 14 +1. Okay. So just make sure, take your time, make sure that the chain stitches are not tight so that you're not having any problem going back into them when you're doing your half double crochet stitch. All right, so let's do it. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then I'm going to do my +1. Okay. All right, so now that we have our chain here, our next step is we are going to go into the third chain from the hook. So this stitch here does not count. Okay, so we're counting, and so you can see we're counting 1. Make sure my finger's not in the way. 1, 2, and 3. So what I do so that I don't lose count, I just kind of leave my finger under here as a guide. Okay. So the next step is you're going to yarn over. So yarn over. Okay. And then you're going to go into that third stitch from the hook. Okay. So just go right in there, yarn over again, pull through. Okay. So you should have 3 stitches on your hook. 1, 2, 3. You're going to yarn over again, hold at the bottom, and then pull through all 3. Okay. And that's how you should look there. Okay. So let's go again. Move your fingers down so you know exactly where you're going to go. You're going to go right into this stitch here. So you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to go right in, and see how it's so much easier to do because you didn't chain tightly. Going to yarn over again, pull through. Now you have 3 on your hook. Yarn over, hold down at the bottom so that it's nice and open so that you can just go right through. Okay? So now you have 1, 2, 3 stitches. Go down, yarn over again, go right in, yarn over. Okay, you have your 3. Hold so that it's nice and open so that you can go right through all 3, right through. Okay, going to go over it again slowly so that you can do it with me, and then I'll just proceed to the end of the row. Yarn over, right in. I have my 3. Yarn over, hold open, and go right through your 3. Nice and easy. Okay, so now I'm just going to do it, and you can follow along. All right, so I'm getting towards the end. So you have your slip knot here. So if you remember from the single crochet, you're not going to go into that. So here is my last stitch. So I'm going to yarn over, go right in there, hold, go right through all 3. Okay. So here's how you should look on your after your first row. Okay. So now let's go so that we can do the next row. So what I do is I chain 2, 1 and 2. Okay. So that creates the height of your stitch. So now you're going to turn your work, and now you're ready to do row 2. Okay. So that chain 2, that counts as 1 stitch in your count. Okay. So now you're going to go right into this first stitch, and I'm going to turn it over so you can see you're going right into these 2, under these 2 V's, I should say. So yarn over, and then right under both V's. Okay. Yarn over again, pull through, you're back to your 3, and then yarn over again, hold it open, pull through all 3. So now you have that chain 2 as your first stitch, and then now you've created another stitch. So now you have 2. Okay, yarn over again, go right underneath those 2 V's, right in there, have your 3, yarn over, pull through. Okay, let's just do one more. Turn over so you can see what you're doing. Right underneath your V's, yarn over, go right underneath, and pull through. Okay, so watch as I do mine, follow along, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, so I'm getting towards my end. So if you want, and I think this is good practice, just go back and make sure, because you don't want to keep doing all your work and then not have the appropriate amount of stitches. So we had our first one here, which is our chain two. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12. Okay. And then we have 13. And we have, remember, we needed 14. So this is why I'm going really slow, because if you don't get that last stitch, your pattern is going to start going inward. Your design is going to start to go inward, and it's going to be triangular. And you want a nice square like we have here. Okay, so flip over, make sure you see that V that's right there, yarn over, and you got to get under both of these. All right, so take your time. It's going to be a little fiddly, but you got to get under both. Yarn over, and there you have it. Okay, so let's chain two again, turn our work, and see, we have it even on both sides. All right, so let's just do one more just for good measure. We're going to yarn over, go into our first stitch here, yarn over, go through 2. Now we have 2. Okay, one more, and now we have 2. Okay, so I'm going to go to the end, show you how to get into the last stitch, and that will conclude the lesson. Okay, so I'm at my last stitch. So I'm overemphasizing the importance of making sure your stitch count is correct, because again, you don't want an ill-shaped square. Okay, so we have our chain 2. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then we started off with 14 stitches plus 1. So remember that, okay? So for our last stitch, we're going to turn over. We see our 2 V's right here. Yarn over. Make sure you're under both legs of the stitch. And again, it's fiddly, but that's all right. We're under both, like that. Yarn over and through both, okay? See, so you see how it's even on both sides. All right, so all you have to do is chain 2, turn your work, and then continue as we've been doing. So here is the swatch, just for one last reference, so you see how you should look. And there you have it. So that's how you do the half double crochet. Practice, practice, practice. Let me know in the comments how this has served you. And thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on the next video.